Hey, set your mind right now. Nothing before this matters. We came here with everything still on the line. Everything you wanted in the offseason is still out in front of us. What would you give for that moment right now? Let's go, man.
Let's go.
1, 2, 3.
Great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing.
Yo, what is good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Raider Alex. I'm back with another video for you guys. In this video, we're going to be talking about Josh McDaniels, my opinions on what we need to do moving forward with Josh McDaniels. With that being said, anybody that is new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. With that being said, let's jump right into it. Now, needless to say, Josh McDaniels has been disappointing thus far as being the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, being 0-3. Not only that, you look at the last 25 games for Josh McDaniels, he's had a terrible record being a coach. 5-20 in his last 25 games and 1-10 in his last 11 games. And he's just coming off of losing 2 back-to-back games, which I thought were must-win games. We lost both of them, especially this one against Tennessee. That one was just real crucial. Both teams being 0-2, both of them having their backs against the wall. It's really those types of games where you can see what kind of team you had, and we weren't good enough to win that game. After the loss on Sunday to the Tennessee Titans, it is reported that owner Mark Davis had a long closed-door meeting with Josh McDaniels before he went out for the press conference, the post-game press conference. And look, the end of the day, only Josh McDaniels and Mark Davis know what was said in that meeting between them two. But this is leading a lot of people to question whether or not Josh McDaniels' job is already on the line, whether it's already in jeopardy, especially going into these 2 next games where we play back-to-back divisional rivals. Some people are thinking if Josh McDaniels cannot get it done, if he can't win these next 2 games, go 2-3 going into the bye week, that he will no longer be the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. As I said, the Raiders have back-to-back divisional games against Denver, and then after that against Kansas City. Those 2 games, they're going to be crucial if Las Vegas wants any real chance of, getting back into the race in this AFC. To be quite honest with you, like Denver being 2-1, they still look like a beatable team. Honestly, I actually think we're going to win that game. Now, going against Kansas City at Arrowhead on Monday Night Football, that'll be a tough task, but, it really depends. We have the talent to really compete against anybody, but we have to put it all together, and at the moment that's something that this team has not been able to do. Now, with all this being said, do I think this is the right move? Do I think we should fire Josh McDaniels if he can't win these next 2 games? Look, to be quite honest with you, I think that would be very premature at this moment. And honestly, it would just leave us in an even worse spot than where we are currently. And I know that's hard to imagine being 0-3 with all the expectations we had going into this season. But look, we're literally going to be right in the same situation we were last year, where we going to have an interim head coach. And look, even if Josh McDaniels does get fired, and a lot of people are going to be happy, oh, finally somebody paid for us being so shitty. Josh McDaniels has been fired. Look, we're not going to bring in anybody with like real head coaching experience, someone that's going to bring in their own playbook. We're already into the NFL season, so we're just going to have an interim head coach who's basically still running Josh McDaniels' playbook. At that point, like I said, it would put us in an even worse situation. Now, the only way I could see it being justifiable for us to fire Josh McDaniels is if we lose these next 2 games, go 0-5 going into the bye week. And not only that, if we are not competitive in these games, if we get embarrassed by one of our rivals like we did it last year against Kansas City. Divisional games usually are always close. Look, if that happens, at that point, the team morale will likely have hit rock bottom. At that point, you really got to question if Josh McDaniels has already lost the locker room. So for me, that's the only real scenario I can think of where if all that shit happens, at that point, you really got to consider whether or not you should just cut ties with Josh McDaniels at that point. Now, with Josh McDaniels being our head coach, look, yes, he does deserve a good portion of the blame for this team being 0-3, but also he needs players on his offense to step up as well. You know, it goes both ways. You need players to execute the plays as well. You know, look, Derek Carr, last game he didn't play bad, okay, but at the same time we also need him to play good enough to win this game. I need to see that Derek Carr from 2016, the aggressive Derek Carr, where it would look like at times he would put the offense on his back and do whatever had to do to try to get the victory. Look, we need Derek Carr at times to be more aggressive. Not only that, he really needs to take command of this offense, and we don't need the Derek Carr trying to be a game manager, not trying to step on anybody's toes, trying to be Mr. Political guy. Look, there's also been rumors about that Josh McDaniels has basically put some type of leash on Derek Carr, that he's really not allowed to change plays at the line. Look, I really don't believe that. And even if that were the case, Derek Carr, being a 9-year veteran, he really needs to look at himself in the mirror and say, you know, why am I letting a guy like Josh McDaniels, who, don't get me wrong, he's the head coach, you have to respect the head coach, but he's not a proven winner, he's not a proven head coach in this league. Look, Derek Carr has been with the Raiders for 9 years. He has to have control of this offense. If he sees a play that needs to be changed, audible at the line, then let Derek Carr do that. But like I said, I don't think that's the scenario. But either way, I think Derek Carr still needs to step up as well. Not only that, other players like Darren Waller, he needs to catch the fucking ball. Now, dating back to last year, there was that time where a lot of people were questioning whether or not he was committed to the team, whether or not he was holding out. Obviously, this whole offseason, he was holding out for his contract reasons. Sure, that's fine. It looks like he's been doing like some rapping on the side, all that sort of thing, man. With all that being said, you finally got your money, you got paid what you deserve, so now you got to produce and play to the level that we are paying you. But overall, when it comes to Josh McDaniels, look, at the very first when we signed this guy, I wasn't super excited about the move, but, you know, kind of thinking about it a little bit more logically, I thought, you know, maybe this could be a scenario where he turns things around, where, you know, he had some things going for him, and, you know, I was like, you know what, let's give him a shot. But so far, my main issues with Josh McDaniels has been he's been going away from the run game too soon, especially in these last 3 games. I really feel like this team, I mean, I don't want to say we need to be run first, but it needs to be a lot more balanced, you know, the run plays to the pass plays. Like, I really want to see our running back Josh Jacobs get 20 plus carries a game. Well, and it doesn't even have to specifically be Josh Jacobs, because we have a running back by committee, but whoever's got the hot hand in the running back group, we need to get this guy close to 20 carries or more every game. Establish a run game, and after that you can do the play action pass. Not only that too, you look at this O-line. I feel like this O-line is really built, I feel like it's better suited in run blocking compared to pass blocking. Not only that, we need to stop with that whole offensive line rotation shit. Honestly, that's like the first I've ever really heard of that, and I think that just shows that he's not confident in most of these guys on this offensive line, which, you know, goes back to the offseason where basically everybody who's covered the Raiders, I think we could all see this offensive line needed a little bit more help. For whatever reason, we didn't make the moves to sign certain offensive linemen in free agency. We really didn't address that during the offseason, so we're paying for it now. But, you know, I think if you can get these guys a solid 5, get these guys working together, run the ball a little bit more, I think this offensive line can improve. And last but not least, with Josh McDaniels, he really needs to figure out a way to get the ball in the end zone once we get into the red zone, especially because that was the biggest issue with John Gruden. We thought having a play caller and Josh McDaniels, a guy who was able to be effective in the red zone with a rookie and Mac Jones, you know, we thought with Derek Carr, with Devontae Adams, with Darren Waller, with these running backs, we could be a force to reckon with in the red zone. That has not happened yet. We have to figure out a way to punch the ball in the end zone, because at the end of the day, touchdowns in the National Football League, that's what wins you games. If we keep settling for field goals in the red zone, we will continue to lose. But as I said earlier, Raider Nation, I think we have to give Josh McDaniels a full year to really determine whether or not he is fit to be a head coach or not. Now, although playoffs is, you know, a far stretch at this moment, you know, at the end of the day, being a little bit on the bright side is, although we're 0-3, we could have easily won those 3 games if we didn't shoot ourselves in the foot, you know, especially on offense with turnovers, with penalties. And obviously that, especially the penalties part, being disciplined, that falls on the head coach, Josh McDaniels. But at the end of the day, it's still early. Our schedule does get a little bit easier after the bye week. Maybe there's a chance we can get on a run, get back into the mix in this AFC conference. But let's see if Josh McDaniels can turn this team around moving forward and be competitive, get us back into the mix. But with that being said, Raider Nation, those are my thoughts and opinions on this whole Josh McDaniels situation. You guys let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think we should do with Josh McDaniels. Should we fire him if we go 0-5 into the bye week, or 1-4, whatever the case may be? Let me know in the comment section down below. That being said, Raider Nation, that's all I have for you guys in today's video. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raiders related content like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, I will see you guys in the next one.